Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. It's your friendly senior developer advocate here at Harness, Chris DeMars. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey of trunk-based development. Trunk-based development. Trunk-based development, you say? Yes, trunk-based development. What is trunk-based development? I'm glad you asked. Trunk-based development is a branching strategy that you can use on your team, within your organization, that differs from the Git flow or the GitHub flow. Trunk-based development is kind of just what it sounds, right? It's based at the trunk or the main branch for the most part. You want to have small, short-lived branches that get merged back into the main branch, the trunk of the repo itself. How that works is you pull main, right? You get main squared away, make sure everything is in main that needs to be in main, and then you create a branch, right? You create a branch, do your work. If it's unfinished work, implement a feature flag, hide that behind a feature flag, any of the work that you're doing, submit a PR or merge that back into main. The great thing about that is that you don't have these long feature branches. And the one thing that it definitely helps out with is merge hell in the rebase race. We all have been there, going through merge conflicts, cherry picking commits, making sure that things aren't broken. It's a long, arduous process. None of us like it. I sure don't like it. As a front-end developer, at my core, going through merge conflicts is not fun. Sometimes you have to bother or bug the other developer whose code got merged in too. You got to work with them to kind of get things squared away. It's never fun. It's very stressful, very anxiety inducing. And that's the one thing we don't want, is to create anxiety and issues for developers, engineers, the developer team, the engineering team. So you have small, short-lived branches. And then you just branch out, you branch in. You branch out, you branch in. That way it kind of keeps the code moving. It helps very much foster a continuous integration culture. And that's what we're here for. So, trunk-based development. Let's hop into the terminal here. I'm going to create a small, just a basic React project, an introductory React project. We're going to spin it up. We're going to see what the UI looks like. And then we are going to create a small feature branch, add something, submit it for a PR, and then merge it back in. There's different schools of thought out there where you don't even submit a PR, you just merge it back into main. I personally don't think that's the best idea. Getting eyes on that feature, if it is complete, or that bug fix, if that bug fix is complete and tested, getting a PR up, getting your tests running in your CI/CD pipeline, making sure all those pass, and getting it merged back into main, in my opinion, is the smartest thing to do. And then you just keep working forward. So let's start off in my terminal here. I'm going to create a small React project using npx, and hopefully npx works. If not, we're going to have to go back through and fix that. Npx create React, if I can spell, React app, and we'll just call it trunk-based demo. And then we wait. All right. Figured it out. npx create React app. We're going to call it trunk-based development, TBD, demo. Wait in, spin up, create React app. Let's go. Creating a new React app. Installing packages, and we wait, and we wait. I will probably speed this up. And we're back. Let's rock and roll. So let's run a ls to list out the files and folders. We can see that TBD demo was created in the FF video demos directory. Let's cd into that. We're going to cd. Cd is a Linux command for change directory. Now we see we have all the packages, files, and folders that we need. Great, we're going to open this up in VS Code. So I can do run code space period, and it's not in the path. Let me fix that. Hold on. Okay, let's see if we can do this again. Code period opens up VS Code. Get rid of that. Of course, I trust the authors. Awesome. So you can look over here. We have everything running. We have all of our files and folders. Let's open up the terminal. Well, that won't open that way. We'll spin it up right here. Perfect. So now we have our public folder. We have our source folder. Let's run this. So npm run start. And we should have a basic React functionality web page running in localhost 3000. So for this demo, I am just going to leave it like this. I'm going to keep the logo spinning. I'm not going to really delete anything that's in the directory structure. I'm just going to create a branch. We're going to look at how that branch looks. With the new change, just a small feature, we'll change this to something else. You know what we're going to do? We're going to change both of these to something else. And then we'll go from there. Then we'll submit it for a PR, and then we'll check it, make sure everything looks good, and then rock and roll. So let's go back to VS Code. Let's see. We want to go into app.js. Awesome. So what we're going to do in app.js is we are going to change this right here, edit code, source app.js code, and save to reload. We're going to change all of this to something else, and then we're going to change this link down here, and we're going to go somewhere else. Let's run a get status. I have my get status aliased. You don't have to do that. I just do it to save time. So I run a GS for get status, but we'll run get status, not a Git repository or any of the parent directories. So what does that mean? We haven't initiated a Git repo yet for this project. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to run a git init, initialize an empty Git repo. Now we know we're going to change the name real quick to main. All right, we're going to run this command right here, git branch -m master main. It's going to change the name of master to main. As you can see, now main is changed. We can run a git status, and it shows all the untracked files. Let's clear that out. We are going to do a git add. So I'm going to do a git add all. And then I'm going to get status again. I'm going to see that all of these files and directories have been added to the working directory, and they're ready to be committed. So I'm going to do git commit -m initial commit. We're going to get status on branch main, nothing to commit, working tree clean. Perfect. So then we are going to go to GitHub. That's what we're going to do. So let me do a new window. Go to github.com. We're in my project or my directory profile. And we're going to create a new repo. Repository template. Nope, don't want that. Choose an owner. I am the owner. These are new features. Let's see. We are going to call this TBD demo. TBD demo. We can add a description later. We can make it public. We don't need a README right now. License, we don't need a license. There's already a git ignore, I'm pretty sure. There isn't, so we'll create that later. We don't need that right now. Let's just create the repo. Awesome. So now we can see that we have this repo created, TBD demo, and we are going to push an existing repo from the command line. So git remote add origin. So we're adding the origin up to the repository. We already changed the name to main, so that's good. Push u origin main. Copy that. Let's go back to VS Code. Git remote add origin. Allow the sign in. Sure. Continue. All right. Let's run a git status. Branches up to date with origin master. Nothing to commit. Working tree clean. So let's check that. If I refresh the browser, it should take us directly to this repo. Now I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. Let's just go in here and edit this README. From here all the way down. Let's get rid of all of that. Delete it. And we're just going to do trunk-based development demo. Everything looks good. Commit the changes. Updating the README. Perfect. Now what we're going to have to do is do a git pull. It'll bring those new changes in. As you can see, if you open up the README, now we just have what we did when we were on GitHub. Perfect. So now we're on the main branch. Let's check it out. Git branch, git status on branch main. Your branch is up to date with origin main. Nothing to commit. Working tree clean. Perfect. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to check out a branch. We're going to call it -b DeMars. Is the naming convention I like to use. I like to use last name / task, whether that's an Asana task or a Jira task, and then whatever the feature is. For this though, we're just going to do adds name link. So now we're on this branch. You can see right here. And if we want to verify what branch we're on, we can run a git branch, and it shows us that we are on the DeMars adds name link branch. Hit Q to quit. Now, we go back to the browser. Nothing has changed. We still have the same thing. Go back to the code, and now we're in the branch. And let's just change app.js. Let's change this to trunk-based development demo for my friends. Class name, app link, href, target blank, rel, no opener, no refer. What this does right here, target equals dash blank, is that it will open up in a blank tab in your browser. And the rel, no opener, no refer, is a security measure to prevent cross-site scripting. We're going to change this logo though, or change this link to harness.io. And then we're going to change Learn React to head over to Harness' website to learn more about feature flags. Perfect. Save that. It should change. Perfect. Trunk-based development demo for my friends. Head over to Harness' website to learn more about feature flags. Click on the link. Boom. Goes over to the Harness website, and then if you wanted to, you can learn more about feature flags. Awesome. We are on a good clip here. Perfect. So everything seems to work. Everything is running. We aren't doing anything heavily involved with logic, so we don't need to really run any tests. We just changed some text. I want to submit this for a PR. So let's go over to GitHub and do that. We know everything works. Let's submit it for a PR. This is our feature branch. We're going to keep it short-lived. It's going to live directly above or below the main branch, and we're going to try and get it in as quickly as possible. So I am going to say GS for git status. We only modified one file, so I'm going to do a git add all. I don't suggest doing a git add all the time. There are a lot of times when you're going to want to just add files, not everything. But in this case, we can just add everything because we just changed one file, a couple lines. Git add all. We're going to do a git commit -m changes, copy, and link. Then we are going to do a git status again. Working tree is clean, nothing to commit because we committed that change. And then we're going to do a git push. We're going to have to set the upstream to this branch so that Git knows and GitHub knows how to handle it. Cool. We pushed it up. A new branch has been pushed. Nothing to commit. Working tree is clean. We're going to clear that. And we're going to go back over to GitHub. And now we can see right here, DeMars adds name link had recent pushes less than a minute ago. Compare and pull requests. So I'm going to submit a PR. I want to take the names link and submit it into the main branch. Changes, copy, and link. This change is for the copy on the page between the paragraphs, between the paragraph element and also the link text and where it navigates to. Hopefully in your organization and your team, you're using a PR template. We will have a blog post or a video coming out about creating PR templates. Helps to keep your team very organized, helps to keep you organized as the developer, and just keeps things in line. We don't have any reviewers because it's just me, no assignees, no labels, no projects, no milestones. We just have a bare bones pull request. So let's create that PR. You can also create a draft PR, which is really great if it's a work in progress thing that you're working on and you want eyes on it, but you don't want anybody to comment on that per se. To stop it from going anywhere, you can create a draft PR and just let people know that it's a work in progress. But we're just going to create a PR right here. Wait for that to do its thinking. This changes for the copy of the page between the paragraph element and the link and where it navigates to. Perfect. Required approval for specific reviewers before merging. You can do that here in GitHub. We don't need to do that, but we're just going to squash and merge. Merge. Perfect. We can see that our feature branch that was short-lived, only took a few minutes, was submitted, it was reviewed, and it was merged in. Now we can go back to PRs. We don't have anything that's open. It'll show that we had one PR that was merged in. You can go back and delete this branch if you want to. And we'll go back to the code. And if we go into the code and we look at the README, that's what we set it to prior. If we go to source, app.js, you can see in here, trunk-based demo for my friends. Head over to Harness's website to learn more about feature flags, and then the link sends you to harness.io. Refresh the browser, localhost 3000. It says this, but that's because we're still in my branch. If we go back and we go back to the main branch, so git checkout dash. Now we're back to the main branch, and you can see that here. You can see that down here in VS Code. Now, if I go back to the browser, it's going to show the original UI. Edit source app.js and save to reload. Why is that? Because that feature branch, even though it was merged in on GitHub, on the GitHub side, the remote side, it hasn't been pulled down locally to show what the main looks like. And even if I refresh it, it's still going to show what was prior. So we have to go back, do a git pull those changes in from GitHub, and now if we run a git status, we can see that our branch main is up to date, nothing to commit. Trunk-based development demo for my friends, harness.io is the href, and then head over to Harness's website to learn more about feature flags. Check the UI, and boom, there we go. Trunk-based development demo for my friends, head over to Harness's website to learn more about feature flags. That, in a nutshell, is what trunk-based development is. Small, short-lived branches that get merged in quickly, within hours, within a day, maybe 2 days, but you don't want to have those long feature branches and continuously working on stuff, because that will cause problems like I was saying, merge hell, the rebase race, trying to get changes in so you can keep working or get changes in that hopefully aren't going to cause merge conflicts in order to get your changes into that main branch. I hope this was helpful. We're going to have a lot more videos coming. We have the feature flag playlist on the YouTube channel, the Harness YouTube channel. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Check it out. Follow me on Twitter, Salt and Burnham on Twitter. Make sure that you follow Harness on Twitter, Harness.io, and hope to catch you soon. Peace.